Hello, guys. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm back with another very interesting story time. So make sure you watch until the end. I actually has I actually have a surprise for those who will make it until the end. So stay tuned. And before I forget, thank you so much to my new and returning subscribers. I don't take your support for granted. And did I say that I'm back with another story time? Yes. And today we're just gonna listen, but we won't judge. We listen, but we don't judge. Let us keep that in mind before I even start. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So I was dating this man for almost a year and some few months, and our relationship actually looked so perfect. Those friends who who I had back then. I think I was actually their role model. They all wanted to have a man like mine. Talk of a perfect relationship. Mm? It was quite perfect in the beginning. Well, was it even perfect? Anyways, but my friends thought it was perfect. So, was I also made to believe that my relationship was perfect because they were looking up to me for relationship advices and all that, and how to get a man like mine? Anyways, I'm just trying to contain my laughter because I don't want to be funny so that I won't have to take much of your time. Anyways, let me just try to be serious for once. Well, we had dated for like 1 year and I think few months. Actually, I'm not sure about how many months they were, but they were few months. So after being in a relationship for for all this time, not like we were staying together, but I would visit him oftenly. Like each and every time I had time to spare, I would always go to his house to visit him. Okay, another thing, there was no way he would have visited me because I was staying with a very good friend of mine, like we were cost sharing. I was like sharing the room with with a really good friend of mine, so there was no way like he would have visited me. So the only way possible was for me to visit him whenever I had the time to do that. And funny thing is, I always had the time to do that. Each and every time I had a spare time, I would actually even be the one calling him, letting him know that I'm gonna be passing over. I'll be going to his house, and most of the time, I think I usually visited him on weekends. I could actually visit him on Friday, stay for like how many days, and up to Monday, and then I would leave his house on Tuesday. So yeah, that's actually what made my friends think that it was a perfect relationship because I could have stayed in his house for like almost a week really. But yeah, he was a gentleman. He would actually do things for me even without me having to ask. Mm-hmm. So yeah, actually, and I think I was so young back then because it's how many I think it's 4 years down the line. Actually, ever since whatever I'm about to say happened, or whatever I'm saying happened. So I was still so young, but we move regardless, right? And remember to keep this in mind. I said, like, today we're just gonna listen, but we won't judge. So now that I was staying with my friend, each and every time I could come back from my boyfriend's house, like I could highly talk about him. I could even always come back with things that he had bought for me. Yes. And that even made my friend think that was a perfect relationship. Anyways, it was. For me, in the beginning, it was. And then after a while, I think everything started changing. It took a while before everything started going south. Well, one thing I did, which I wish I never did, but I'm glad I did. One day, I think he was busy on his phone, and I took that upon myself to master his password so that I can be able to access his phone. Because I noticed a sudden change. You know, when you're just in a relationship with someone, you can tell when something has happened, or rather when there is a change. So I noticed there was a change. We were no longer like we used to be. But then I kept that to myself because I was like, maybe I'm just overthinking. Maybe I should get something going in my life. Anyways, was I even working, or I was still in school? I can't even remember because it's many years down the line. But back in my mind, I was like, maybe I should just get something going in my life so that I can stop overthinking about this sudden change. But like I said, I took the opportunity upon myself to master his password. So it happened that one day I visited him. Remember, I already have his password with me. I visited him, and after I visited him, I think he left his phone charging and he had some errands to run outside. After he went outside, I took that as an opportunity. So I took his phone, put the password, and I had the access to all his social media apps. And guess what, you guys? Like I said, I wish I never did this in the first place, but I'm so glad I did. So after accessing his like social media accounts, oh God, all along I was dating myself. Jesus. Anyways, the story is about even to get sweet, whatever. So after I feel I'm even having like I'm even having like mixed reaction, or rather mixed emotions, because it's hurting, it's painful. Anyways, I have already moved on. So I have nothing hurting, but remembering my younger self back then, it was so painful, it was so hurting, but we move, right? Remember, we listen but we don't judge. So from after I accessed his social media accounts, because they were like multiple. I got his Facebook, I accessed his Facebook account, his Instagram account, and his WhatsApp. And guess what I got there? Oh God. Oh God. He was there busy simping on women's DMs. Yeah, because there were many women. And some actually were responding, some were not. But, anyways, what even disappointed me the most is when I found him saying that he was single. Not that Not that I was even actually disappointed about him like simping on women's DMs, but I was actually so disappointed when I found out that he was telling women that he was single. And not only single, but he has been single for 2 years, and he stays alone. And he has been staying alone for quite some time, and he's looking for a serious relationship. Bet me you this is a person I have known for 1+ years, and to me, I thought we were in a serious like relationship that would have led to probably marriage. But was I even ready for marriage back then? I'm not even certain, no. But well, I thought we would have dated until when I think we would have felt like we're ready, like we are now ready for marriage or ready to settle down. But all along, my nigga has been single for 2 years. That was so painful. That was so hurting. I got to his Instagram. Same case. He was on every woman's DM saying about how single he was, how he feels lonely sometimes because he's single, how he wishes to be in a relationship. Yeah, a lot of things were being said and a lot of things were being done. So, as if that was not enough, I accessed his WhatsApp, and that's where I got like the most shocking things in my life. The things I got there were very shocking because you guys, Jesus, I feel like I'm even gonna have a headache, but hell no. I'm still gonna continue with this, no matter what happens along the way. So help me, oh God, because I have to finish this story time. So on WhatsApp, there were like a bunch of women. Is that even the correct word to use? Anyways, I don't know, but we move. A bunch of women. Some were even sending their nude pictures, and not even a few ones, whatever. Nude pictures. They were there like more than 10 women. Oh God. What was even this man thinking? Anyways, I got all that. But remember, you guys, the most painful thing is that after getting all that, there was nothing much I would have done. Remember, I got his passwords without his permission, and there was no way I would have said that I accessed his phone. So remember having to like you already know the truth about someone, but you still decide to stay. One thing I have to mention is that I genuinely loved this person. I was willing to do anything just to be with him. Despite you guys, don't even be disappointed that after I saw whatever I saw, I wasn't even planning to leave. I wasn't ready to leave. I was still gonna do what I have to do to make sure I stick with this man. Anyways, I think maturity comes with age. I think by then I was so young. Maybe I didn't even love myself. I didn't love myself back then to know that before you love someone, you have to love yourself as much as you can. You have to know your worth and all that because looking back to my younger self, if that was to happen now, I think there was no way I would have ended up like staying in that house. I think I would have spoken my mind. I think I would have just let him know what I had seen. And I think I would have called it quits immediately. But back then, I was ready to fight for my relationship, for my picture perfect relationship. And yeah, I had to do everything I had to do to make sure that we both stayed in that relationship. So there was no confrontation, there was no nothing. After I read that, I cried. Of course, I cried. I cried very bitterly, and then after crying, I just had to put back his phone too, like to continue charging. To think that my mood was off after crying, I would be lying. I would be lying because after he came back, everything continued as normal. Yeah, you see? But remember when I started, I said I noticed that things had like already started to change. But like I said, I back in my mind I was like, maybe I'm just overthinking. And I never confronted him actually, even like realizing things were changing. So after I saw the messages, I now realized, oh God, there was no way like one man can have like time for 50 women. So therefore, he had shifted my attention to some other women. He came back. He prepared. Did he even prepare dinner? Or did I even prepare the dinner? Of course I didn't. Not like I was trying to play some wifey duties and I wasn't married. So he actually did prepare the dinner. One thing I can't deny for a matter of fact is that he was a good cook. Oh God, I really, really loved his food. I loved his cooking because God, I think food. Will I even remember how I should how I should put it down? Food is a way to a man's heart. Anyways, I don't know, but we move. He made the dinner. We ate. We catched up because I think the last time we were together, I think was like 3 weeks ago. before I visited him then. So we were just catching up and, you know, picture perfect, whatever. He was now pretending as if everything was cool. Remember what I had read on his phone? I had also cried, but he was so dumb to have noticed that my eyes were teary. He didn't actually notice that. Anyways, we move. My initial my initial plans were to stay there for like 4 days, but actually there was some change of plans. After we woke up the following day, I think he brought up a topic whereby we started talking about our appearance. Yeah, we were talking about our appearance, and for this matter, we were talking about for how long, and he actually asked me a question: for how long had I stayed without seeing my parents? Anyways, I had stayed for like 2 months or maybe 3 months without having seen my parents, but of course, I was keeping in touch with them every day. I still do up to date, keep in touch with them. And yeah, I try to make sure that I visit them as much often as I can. Mm-hmm. So, as we were having that conversation, I ended up being genuine, and he took it upon himself to say that that's quite some time. I think you should visit them. I think I'll have to give you some money so that you can use that as your transport, and then I will add some extra cash so that you can do some little shopping for them. Was back in my mind, I'm like, are you mad? Did I come to see my parents here in your place, or did I come to spend some time with you? Not only some time, but some quality time with you. Anyways, that being said, I actually didn't respond to that because I was taking my time. I'm like, did I even hear that correctly? Are you for real? We are doing this right now? You guys, you know what he did afterwards? Anyways, to make the long story short, he ended up giving me the money for shopping, for some shopping and some money which I should use for my transport money to my parents' house. So, and afterwards, actually, he said, I'm sorry to disappoint you because tonight I will also be traveling to my parents. So, and there is no way it will feel weird if I have to leave you in my house all by yourself while you only came to visit me. So you guys, I was left with no option literally because well, there is no way you can go to visit someone and then after going to visit them, they want to leave you in their houses all by yourself. Really? So I had to take a step back, pack my things. Of course, that wasn't what I would have wished for. That was not what I was hoping for. But anyways, I was left with no option. So I had to leave. But actually, I went back. Did I even leave? Well, I actually didn't leave. What I did, I had a friend. I had a girlfriend. Well, I had a girlfriend, a really good friend of mine who was like staying around there. So what I did is I decided to give her a call and ask her whether she was around because in the I was in their area, and if she was around, I wouldn't have I would like to visit her, or rather I would like to pass by her house. To pass over her house, to pass by her house, whatever makes sense. I won't stress myself with English. It's even not my first language. Anyways, I called her and it was successful. Yeah, she didn't have a tight schedule, therefore she was gonna be in the house all day long. So remember, We had agreed that I was going to visit my parents. So my boyfriend knew that I left his place to visit my parents, but unfortunately I went to my friend's house. And after I got to my friend's house, she was like she could see that something was not she could actually see that I wasn't all that okay. And after thinking for some time, I think it was the high time I shared with her whatever I was going through. So I decided to let her know whatever. She was a really good friend of mine, so I didn't have to keep things from her. And also another thing, we didn't have like common friends, whereby like she would have gone ahead to tell my friends like whatever I'm facing in the hands of that man. So I told her everything, and after telling her everything, she was like, "Are you even sure that the man didn't just uh didn't just want to bring another woman in his house? Why would he all of a sudden tell you that you should visit your parents and actually give you even some extra money to do some shopping for them? Remember, we were so young by then, and he was actually so young also as well. So therefore, no one would have expected him to do all that, to even give me some money to do some shopping for my parents." She was like, "Well, don't you think it will be a good idea if you go back to that house and check whether he really left?" And I thought it was, and personally, I thought it was quite a good idea because I was like, well, if I will find his house locked, I think my heart will be at peace, my soul will be at peace because I know I would have known that he didn't make a fool out of myself. And my friend actually volunteered to take me back there. But the only time we were gonna do that at night. So yeah, she prepared some meal. Actually, not that she prepared. She ordered in some food and we ate. I took a nap, and later back in the evening, later on in the evening, that's when we prepared, took a motorbike to that man's house where he was staying. Oh God, should I continue or should I take a break and then continue because it's about to get messy? You guys, it's about to get messy, but we moved regardless. We took a motorbike and we got there, and my heart kind of started my heart kind of started beating fast. Anyway, something I know is that whenever my heart starts beating fast, I kind of know. I kind of have this weird feeling that something bad will happen, or rather, something bad is about to happen. So I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling, God. But it happened, and I knew something bad was going to happen. So we got there, and to our disappointment, the lights were on. Like the lights were on. Yeah, you heard that right. The lights were on. So for a moment, I was like, did he actually forgot to switch off the lights when he left? But then I was no, I can't even see the padlock, so it means there must be someone who is inside. And then I'm like, well, at least he would have told me that he was gonna leave his house to someone else. My friend was trying to calm me down, like, well, stop overthinking. The only way we're gonna find out what's happening is by knocking the door and see the person who's gonna come outside. So you guys, well, and there was no way my friend would have knocked the door, so I had to do it. I had to gather the strength, courage, and do it. I knocked the door, and to my disappointment, you guys, another woman came and opened the door. Another very beautiful girl. She was very beautiful, for a matter of fact. So beautiful. Oh God, she opened the door and she was asking, "Who are you?" And then another thing I forgot to mention is that, well, we didn't leave the house together. I left the house. I was the first person to leave the house. And well, per the plan is that he was to prepare and leave back later in the and leave in the afternoon. So yeah. And another thing I forgot to mention is that he texted me and he told me that he has already left. And same case, I texted him back and said I'm almost getting to my parents' house. Little did he know that I was still around. And little did he also know that I had plans of going back later to check whether he had left. Well, that being said, the girl now was asking who I was. Like, who are you? Hmm? She's asking me who am I, and I'm busy asking her who she was. And you know what she said? Whoever's girlfriend. I don't want to mention his name, or should I? No. Whoever's girlfriend. And after now, my boyfriend's girlfriend. Funny, right? Yeah, my boyfriend's girlfriend. After a short confrontation, I'm also saying that I'm also his girlfriend. I actually left not long ago, and I had to make an excuse. I actually left something, and I came back to pick it. And after a short while, I think after like 10 minutes, our boyfriend, well, our supposed boyfriend came to check what was happening, and to his disappointment, he ended up finding me there. He was like, "I thought you already left. I thought you already left. What are you still doing here?" And I'm like, "I thought you also left. So what are you still doing here?" And now that he didn't want the neighbors to hear what was happening, he didn't want to stain his white to the neighbors. We all had to go inside. We all had to go to his house, inside his house. My friend, the other girlfriend, and myself, so that we can solve the matter. And after we got inside, I'm not sure whether I wanted to do that, but all I know is that I wanted to keep the man no matter what. I wanted him, and I'm that person that whenever I like something, I will always go for it, no matter what, no matter the circumstances, no matter the substances, no matter whatever. Am I even sure with what I'm saying? Anyways, I hope you're getting me regardless. So he was there giving an explanation, and well, I think I was more disappointed than the other girl was disappointed, because I was like, I just left few hours ago, and you have the guts to bring another woman in your house. And I'm like asking the other woman, what made you believe that this man has been single all along, and for how long have you known each other? Well, so all along they had known each other for like 4 months. And according to what I heard is that they had like successful meetups, but they never got an opportunity to meet in his house. So all the other meetups that they did, they either did them in clubs, in hotels. Yeah, so they never got an opportunity to be in a closed room all by themselves. So that was the only opportunity they had. So you guys, God, like I said, I think maturity comes with age. You know what? The other woman started apologizing. She's like, "I wish I knew, you know, I wish I knew he had a girlfriend. There was no way I would have there was no way I would have come to his house if I was already aware he had a girlfriend. I'm so sorry that this is happening to you. I'm so sorry." A lot of things happened, and my friend was even intervening. should I say that well, yeah, she intervened on that matter. And she was, now that you have already seen the kind of man you're dealing with, I think it's high time you accept the reality and move on. You're too beautiful for this man. You don't deserve this man. The man doesn't deserve you. Like, yeah, she was there. She was just being there, trying to uplift my soul. But you know what? Deep down, I'll be like, well, I might not be deserving him, but I want him. So it was it was quite a tough decision for him to make, because I told him, now to this point, you better choose between me and the other girl, and you better make sure that you choose me. You are the only man I have. I don't want to be heartbroken. You know how much I love you, right? So you better choose me. And well, and that the other girl, I think, was so merciful enough to say that you have to choose your girlfriend. If only I knew that you had a girlfriend, I wouldn't have done this and that. So you better choose your girlfriend. You guys, hmm. He ended up apologizing, and he ended up saying that he just wanna be with me, and he's sorry for everything he has done, and he's ready to work, and he's ready to do what he has to do to make sure that our relationship survives. Remember, you guys, I told you I found his cheating messages on his phone, but I never mentioned that this was just one of the this was just one of the few women that I met in person. And you know what? Because it was already too late at night, the other girl now didn't have to go home, so she had to spend a night there with us. So we ended up spending the night there, me, my friend, and the other girlfriend now. Jesus, was I even normal? Hmm? Was I even normal? I ended up spending a night with a person who cheated in front of my eyes. Yeah, we reconciled. You know what happens whenever like you're reconciling with someone, it gets even better. Does it really get better? But I think when you kind of catch a man cheating, he kind of gets better than he was. Anyways, what am I even saying? Anyways, one thing is that you should never forgive your cheating partners. Once you find them cheating, just know they will do it again, and they will continue doing it. And it's something they have been doing, only that you've not gotten an opportunity to catch them. So, but I was so dumb. I was so blind. So, the next day came. Actually, we didn't actually go to bed immediately. We were like catching up after solving whatever. I was so happy that I was chosen. Mm, I was so happy that I was chosen yet another time, yet another round. So we were just catching up with the other woman, and we ended up exchanging our numbers. God, is that even normal? You find your man cheating, and you end up like exchanging numbers with the person with the person he was about to cheat with, or rather with the person he has been cheating with. Yes, we did exchange our contacts, and you know what? She ended up becoming my legal advisor. Like everything that was happening in that relationship, I made sure that I was telling her, like everything. She became my legal advisor. You guys, is that even normal? I think the worst thing someone can ever do is like being friends with your boyfriend's exes or whoever. Yeah, it wasn't one of those good ideas, but I thought to some point we ended up becoming friends. Little did I know that behind my back, they were still meeting. Remember when we were like having a conversation, this conversation after we went to bed, we were like, I think you should just block her number because you no longer have any other business with her. But you know what? Do you think he blocked her number? No, he ended up changing the name. He ended up changing the previous name that he had saved her on his phone. So Well, me being the person that I was back then, I ended up like thinking that, well, everything was so cool. And remember, I already have a legal advisor, someone who is advising me how I should stay with my boyfriend, things I should be doing to make him even love me harder, things I should even be doing to make sure that he only sticks with me. And I was such a good listener, you guys. I was doing absolutely everything she was telling me that I should be doing. It continued for quite some time. And after I came back to visit my boyfriend now, after I left his house, I thought we had settled everything. And after I came back, remember, I still have his passwords. I never told him whatever I saw to make him not change his passwords. Same thing happened. He had some errands to run outside and he left his phone. Actually, this time, not that his phone was charging, but he just left it. I took the phone and I went through his WhatsApp messages. You know what I did? I screenshotted all the messages and I sent to another woman. And by God's grace, or maybe by God's favor, something came in my mind and I was like, let me type the other girl's number and see whether it will reflect on his phone. And to my disappointment, like I said, the only thing he did was like just changing the name. They were quite having some good conversation, and you know what? The woman ended up coming severally according to the charts, and they were like saying how good and she was like saying how good it was like being there, how stupid I am. Actually, they were just talking bad things about myself. And you know what he was and you know what she was like also told. She was told that now the man has decided to like choose her, and I'm no longer needed in his life. And yeah, so basically the man was hitting two birds with one stone. Remember, we are still friends. Remember, my legal advisor now, the girlfriend, is still giving me advices on what I should be doing and all that. But after a while, I think I matured. Yeah, I came back to my senses and I said I deserve better. Yeah, I deserve better. I don't have to be somewhere where I'm not needed. I don't have to be somewhere where I'm not valued. Yeah, therefore, actually, the I didn't actually say that I was breaking up with the man, but deep down, I knew I knew I was to call it quits. So what I did after the last visit, after finding everything they have been talking, after finding they have been together, I think by then I think all the love I had for him was long gone, and I was ready to start afresh. But I didn't let him know immediately. So what I did, we spent our time as usual, and after I left his place, I think I learned. Before that, I was still learning the like law of detachment. Is it like law of detachment or rather the rule of detachment? Yeah, I was already practicing that, and I had already mastered the art. I'm still talking to the other woman, and you know what? Actually, I think I made a mistake when I said I screenshotted the messages from the man's phone and sent to the other girlfriend. What I did, I actually sent them to myself because we were not the only women in his life. He had multiple women, and yeah, I screenshotted everything from Facebook, from Instagram, everywhere I had an opportunity to. So after I left, I think after I came into terms that you have to be where you're valued. You can change a cheating man. Yeah, you can change a cheating man. Once a cheater will always be a cheater. So, as a form of revenge, you know what I did? I now told the other. Why? Before that, actually, something happened. Yeah, before that, before sending the messages to the other woman, something really happened. So what happened is that the other woman now, the other girlfriend wanted me to get her a similar set of clothes. Yeah, a similar set of clothes from a similar set of clothes I owned. Actually, she had seen me post a picture on my status and she was interested to get a similar set of clothes. So, you know what she did? She actually ended up sending me some money to get her the clothes. But you know what I did? Actually, looking back, I'm so happy I did it. I ate the money. Yeah, I ate that money. And after eating the money, I never got her the clothes. And what was to happen, I was to go to the shop where I got it, buy the cloth. She even tipped me 200 for being kind. Hmm? Yeah, she tipped me 200 on top of what I was gonna. And on top of that, actually, I didn't tell her the actual price. I had doubled the price, and then she ended up adding me 200. So what was to happen is that I was to get her the cloth, and then after getting her the cloth, she was to send a rider to come pick the cloth from where I was staying. So yeah, I ended up eating the money. So after I ate the money, I think it was time to let her know that I know everything that was happening. She was like biting me behind my back. Yeah, she was a green snake. She was, is it said a green snake in a green grass? Well, maybe. Yeah, but she was a snake. She was a chameleon. That's what I would say. Because in the first place, why would you want to be friends with someone who, like, someone your so-called boyfriend has been cheating you with? That was that was the story of my life. So after I had the money, anyways, I hope I'm not repeating. I hope I haven't been repetitive on this specific video, and it has actually ended up taking much time than I thought it would have taken, but well, we still move regardless. After I ate the money, oh god, still repeating myself, I ended up sending her the screenshots, and I had to let her know the man he was dealing with, the kind of man he was dealing with. So and then I blocked her number. Yeah, I did block her number. And then I think I think after blocking her number, she tried reaching me out with some other numbers. But well, I'm that kind of person who usually don't pick new numbers until like you notify me first that you're gonna call me with a new number. But normally, I think I just have a weakness of not like picking up new numbers. She tried reaching me out, and yeah, and before now, my boyfriend knew what had happened. My then ex boyfriend, knew what had happened. I had already moved on, and I told him, now I think it's high time you go and be with your girlfriend that you told me that you had cut ties with her. So, yeah, to this point, I just want to be left alone. I'm no longer interested in doing this. And yeah, I ended up blocking his number as well because I no longer had any businesses with them. So I think that was the best revenge I ever did, like eating that girlfriend's money. And well, you know what I came to discover afterwards, a year later, actually, after all that happened, is that the man, now my then boyfriend, came to realize that the other woman had a child back in the village, that her mother was helping her to take care, that her mother was taking care of her child back in the village. Sorry, bear with me, guys. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to have kids. Anyways, her kid actually has no business in my story, only that I had to mention that she had a kid, and it's not a bad thing to have a kid. Yeah, it's not a bad thing to have children, but she had a child which she was hiding from everyone. No one knew that she had a child. And then another shocking news is that she was staying with, even when he was with my boyfriend. Why am I even still calling him my boyfriend? Anyways, when he was still with my boyfriend, anyways, he was still staying with another man. He had another boyfriend in whom they had a serious relationship together. Yeah, everything. I think I think after I left the relationship, everything now started coming back to reality. Remember, my boyfriend had already lost me because I don't go back to where I'm coming from unless it's home. The only place I go back is home. So once I'm done with the relationship, there will never be no chances of us ever getting back together. So that was that. Because, well, why would you want to come back to me because you have realized your now girlfriend has a child, your now girlfriend has another boyfriend in whom they had like a happy relationship. So that being said, the other boyfriend also discovered that he was being cheated on, and you know what he did? He ended up throwing the girl. Anyways, I'm not happy that their her relationship, her now serious, her then serious relationship with the other boyfriend ended up in a bad way. Yeah, and there was no way my ex-boyfriend would have taken her back after realizing everything that has been happening under his nose without his knowledge. Anyways, that's what you get from like doing bad things to a genuine person, to a person who has some genuine intentions. So that's what you get. So the reason as to why I have actually remembered this story is that I got a number texting me on Telegram, and well, guess who? Guess who was texting me? The girl had the guts to text me like 4 years now later. She had the guts to text me. I think I blocked her, but by then I didn't have a Telegram account. But I don't know how that is possible. She like texted me and she was like telling me to unblock her on WhatsApp because like she has something to tell me. She has something she wanna share with me. And I'm like, well, I actually don't recall everyone from 4 years. So I was like, who am I even talking to? Well, of course I can see the profile picture, but I couldn't recall her. And I was like asking, who am I talking to, and why should I unblock you? Because I don't even remember blocking your number. You're just a total stranger. And she was like, you know what she did? What she said? I'm the woman you ended up collecting her money to buy a dress, and then you ended up disappearing with the money. How is that even my fault? How is that even my fault that I ended up eating with your money? Like, what would you have done if you were to be in my position? You would have still done the same. So she was like, okay. Before she ended up like saying who she was like, you can't even remember me by the look of my profile. I'm like, I meet a lot of people every day, and so yeah, if you're not ready to tell me who you are, kindly keep off because I don't have your time. I know that was being harsh. Yeah, I know that was being harsh, and I was just pretending not to know her. Like, who does that? Well, I kind of keep faces in my mind for those people who have like done bad things to me. Not that I couldn't recall her even by the look of her profile picture. I did. But then in a way, I just wanted her to feel bad that I can't recognize her. And I was like, oh, I ate your money. I'm sorry. That was in the past. And you know what? She was like stalking me. She was asking me where I'm staying currently and what I'm doing with my life. And in what business does she actually has with what I'm doing with my life or where I'm staying currently? Or she thinks I haven't moved from all that. And the bad thing is like she was in my inbox. Another thing that followed is that she was asking me whether I know a single person that I can connect her with. And I'm like, you can. Anyways, I think to that point I was kind enough. I was like, oh, did you ended up things with your whoever? Maybe you can check how he's doing and maybe you can try to like fix your things together. And if that doesn't work out, you can give a dating app a trial. Maybe you can get a perfect match for so. Like I said, remember you guys, I said she's actually a very beautiful woman. She's very beautiful, very beautiful. Coming from my mouth, she is very beautiful, you all. So whoever who might be single here and watching this, and you're really interested in a mom of one, I think from what I listened, she's ready to settle down. Yeah, she's looking for a serious relationship. So for whoever who might be watching this and you might be interested in starting your own little family with a mom of one, let me know so that I can connect you with her. So that being said, you guys, you all, like I said, my fellow women, if you're watching this, girls, if you're watching this, and in a way you happen to find your partner cheating, take it upon yourself to leave the relationship because once a cheater is always a cheater. And well, did I even forgot to mention that she might as well come to watch this video because after we started talking, I told her currently, I have started a YouTube channel and I ended up sending her the link. I'm not sure whether she subscribed or rather she checked my YouTube out. I'm not sure, but in case you happen to watch this, know that I took whatever you told me upon myself, and I'm seriously now on my channel looking for a perfect husband for you. Hmm? Anyways, you guys, thank you for staying tuned, and thank you for everyone who has taken the attempt to watch this until the end. This is the longest video that I have ever done, and well, remember I also said I have some special gifts to special people who will make it to watch until the end. So if you have really watched this video until the end, let me know so that I can send you a small, well, yeah, I will do a small giveaway. I think I'll just give away some airtime to those people. I think I'll choose like four people. I will be kind to four people who would have watched this video until the end. And to those people who have actually been watching all my videos, and to those people who have also subscribed as well. So yeah, if you know you have done that, let me know in the comment section down below. And remember, if you're there and you're a man and you're probably interested in a mom of one, also note down, put that in the comment section so that if she happens to watch this video, you can connect with her, or rather I can give you her number. I'm not a bad person after all, right? So yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you're gonna I'm actually recording this video in the evening. So I hope you all, by the time you're gonna watch this video, I hope you're gonna have a wonderful morning, a fruitful day, a fruitful afternoon, a wonderful evening. So yeah, and thank you so much for your continued support. Bye. Oh God, I thought that I had already ended the video. So yeah, that being said, bye.